Manage broadcast. Let's make sure we're good here. I need to put that out there. I need to say that again. Oh, I like that. That's like poetic. Okay, so welcome to the world I am manifesting. This video found for you. And this message is for you. I am seeking out certain types of energies, those in need of the deepest healing. I am doing this from a beginner level with a more senior understanding of the theologies and my own intuitions. So yes, traveler, I too am in the healing process as well. I too am in the healing process as well. And it is seriously going to be insane. Come, let's fat, chill, smoke some good, God willing. Let's begin together. We can be what we need to be together. We can see all there is to see together. I gotta ask him if I can use that on this podcast. I think he'll let me once it drops. Yeah. Okay. Today's theme is gonna be vote for love from Tiamat though because it's voting season. If you use this podcast to really resonate with you, feel free to comment how or why down in the realm of comments. If you dig what it is I'm working on, and I hope you do, like and subscriptions will spread this energy with light and love. If you resonate with this, I would like to delve further with me. I offer free readings. Gotta highlight that plural here. Let's not look like fucking idiots. 3 readings up to the first half hour free at half off the first full hour. I will fully refund any reading that doesn't sit with you within the first half hour or so of the session. No questions asked. I'm willing to go to 45 minutes. You go beyond 45 minutes, I gotta charge you at least $15. At least looking. Because I mean, we're wasting each other's time at that point. If you dig the vibes, let's climb down on the rabbit hole and explore this wondrous and terrible beauty that we call the universe. Terrible? What the fuck kind of word is that? How do you understand words that don't even exist, but then don't correct words that actually are real? I want to put this in entertainment. I want to put in like self help or something, but I don't know if they have that. I want to put it under science and technology, to be honest. I don't know. I want to see what they put theirs under. This is more of a science than education. I like education. Self education. Do you have like spiritualist religion, something like that? I don't want it under entertainment. This isn't just entertainment. People in blogs works. Let's do people in blogs. That works. It's kind of neutral, but it still kind of brings in the feel that I want. What latency do we want? We want normal latency. Let's start. Hello, I'm not facing the camera. I'm trying different setups, so bear with me. I'm not doing like a official professional setup right off the bat because I want you guys to grow with me and watch my journey. Um, but yes, I am the Duder. Welcome in, El Duderino, his doodliness. If you're not into the whole brevity thing, if you've seen that movie, you know, and if you haven't, go watch The Big Lebowski. Before we get started, I just got one thing to say to set the mood positive. And how about them Broncos, baby? I'm sorry, Eagles fans. Y'all played a hell of a game. It was a good one to watch, but we played the fourth quarter better. Anyway, fun little distraction from the earthly realm there with sports. It's fun. I like sports, but once you understand it for what it is, it makes it a lot more easy to really enjoy because I can watch my team lose for like the next 6 years and I'll still watch the games because I love it. It's just a rich person's franchise. Anyway, that's besides the point. We're getting a little sidetracked, a little scatterbrained. Let's get back to where we were. If you saw my post earlier, I'm gonna give a little background about what we're doing here, and not just tarot reading, just because we're flipping cards and trying to like read the future like a teenager messing with psychic stuff. Because I used to do that as a teenager. I used to do seances in the graveyard, all that fun gothicy stuff. It was a gimmick. It was something I didn't really fully understand. I'm starting to understand it now a lot. A while back, a couple months ago, I started to get into really heavy ghost hunting. That's something I've always wanted to do. I started to buy equipment and we started to actually do it. And then I met someone who's a part of my crew who really connected a lot of spiritual ideas. It's something that I always wanted to do with ghost hunting. You don't see people do. It's like, how can you help spirits cross over? How can you answer these? Why do all the people you see on these channels fucking talk to them like they're babies and repeat the same question over and over without knowing what the fuck they're doing? And that's why using a Ouija board is dangerous. What we're doing right here is the same thing. We're using the same energies that you use in a Ouija board. So if you think this shit's any safer, you need to study it, or you need to look within yourself, or whatever it is that helps you ground yourself. And on that note, we are grounded. I have black candle, black salt, and I have a smoky quartz here. I've got a couple personal stones related to my guides and myself, and a very close spiritual animal that only just recently became a spiritual animal, and that was a grieving process for me. But now I no longer grieve because I know she's here. She's here right now. Yes, she's with us. Say hello to my kitty cat Toos. You can't actually see her unless you have your mind's eye, and you can connect. If this is connecting with you on that level, I am going to be very pleased. And if this is connecting with you on that level, I'm also going to be really sad because that is what we're doing with this channel. That is the ultimate goal here. Spiritual healing, not just through tarot. This is just what's really gotten me into it, and this is where we're doing our most. We're building our backbone with this. There's a lot more I can do. I can make angelic talismans. I can even help you work with the Goetia if you need to confront a harsh truth, or you need to learn what I've learned to be able to do this, to be able to have the confidence I have. Don't know how to put it into words. It's just coming as I go. People tell me to write scripts, but I really like just improvising it, just going in the moment. And without getting into too much detail, over the last couple of weeks, especially right before and during this last eclipse, I've been doing stuff with myself I never thought I would do. This included the tarot, everything we're doing here. I've been reading the Kabbalah. I've been reading the Dark Kabbalah. I've been reading the Lesser Key of Solomon. I've read the Emerald Tablets. I've read the Book of Law. I've been thoroughly getting into the Book of Thoth, the book behind this deck itself. But that's something I could probably read from cover to cover every day. It's just so beautifully explained. It's one of the best explanations of the tarot you could ever read, I think. Maybe I'm being a little biased and I'm not really experienced with other cards, but I'm developing a big relationship with this, and I had a lot of misconceptions about Aleister Crowley coming in, and I still probably do. I'm starting to learn that he is not the man that people think he was. Um, and the proof is in his writing, the proof is in his beliefs, the proof is in the work he did with his deck. I don't know about personal people who knew him, all that. I don't know, what kind of guy he actually was, on the skin and bones of it. But I do kind of feel like what his soul was trying to do here, and what his soul did achieve. If anybody is still with me, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm going a little deep with this one because I'm trying to give you a background as to why I'm doing this and what our goals are. And we're also just trying to reach out to the collective and find those who are in that pit of despair. As I've only just recently started my climb out of it, and it's a pretty good one for me. I can't say for everyone it would be the same, but if this does resonate with you, if you are somebody who's been lost, who's struggling with your darkness, struggling with your demons, if you're somebody who's trying to become, if you follow the path of the Sephiroth, but you're afraid of the other tree, you know which tree I'm talking about, then your fear is holding you back. Your fear is what's creating your despair. And I'm not saying you need to welcome it with open arms. That is eventually what you do need to do. But you need to understand. You need to awaken the light within yourself. You need to understand how to reach the goal before you can allow that part of yourself in. Um, and I'll delve more into that. I am slowly working on a book that is going to probably, it's only just come to like a little blossom in my head. It's just a little seed I'm starting to plant. But I am working on a book on these ideas and my personal life experiences. Don't expect that anytime soon. That's going to be at least a couple years out. It's just like I said, I'm just now starting to write the notes for it, and I'm still learning myself. I'm still very much. You're going to see me refer to the books with these cards. That's why I'm not charging for any readings yet. Um, well, I am, but I've, if you see me break out a book in a reading that you've paid for, then I want you to reach through the screen, slap me in the face, and take my money back plus a couple extra hundred for yourself. So, food for thought. Anybody who's coming across this, my friends, family, anybody small time who's trying to show me support, like I'm not doing this as a gimmick. It started off that way. This isn't a gimmick. This is real psychology, and my goal. Yeah, I want to grow the channel. Yeah, I want to be able to quit my 9 to 5 and make this my thing. This is my thing. That is it. But if I can just connect with one of you at any point, whenever you see this video, if I can just get one comment that says they it changed their way of thinking, or you've wrestled your demons. I've wrestled mine. I still do, but without going into too much detail on that, because it's only the third episode, and you'll get to know me the more we go. This is really profound shit. And if anybody really wants to dig deep into this and wants to just dive headfirst like I did, definitely start with the Kabbalah. If Because if you can't understand the tree of life, then none of this is going to make sense. You could start with your personal religious beliefs. So the Bible is a somewhat of a good way to do it. I can tell you Christians got a lot of things wrong, and Christians are a lot of the reason why this isn't taught as a science, because this is science. If you read the book of the law, you will understand this is backed up mathematically and physically. This is not fucking mumbo jumbo. Yes, you'll hear me start talking like one of those hippies that you see at the metaphysics store. It's the only way to really explain this stuff the way I feel it. So yes, I'm gonna be like Bobby Hill in the witch episode. I'm gonna be like, let me summon up some water sprites to calm the energy. It's like, yes, that's a legit thing. I have a tribute to water sprites over here on my altar, actually. Um, but I'm also gonna come at you like a real motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do this shit in a way that I don't think many people do. And I've been watching a lot of tarot readings. I have a lot of respect for a lot of them. Don't have all of their descriptions or links in my bio because I can't remember all their pages offhand. But please follow like Joe Monteleone, uh, Dove and Serpent Tarot, uh, Divine something. I forget her name. Rhea. She does a really good job. They're really good at what they do. Um, and I've only just watched their open readings and free stuff. I've never taken an actual one-on-one with Joe Monteleone. Joe, if you're watching, I would love to reach out to me because I'm a broke bitch. So your regular curriculum is kind of outside. I also don't really know exactly what all of your curriculum would be beneficial to me and what would just be overwhelming or information I don't need. Um, because I've been learning this in a very unconventional and personal way. And like I said in previous, I do chaos shuffle my deck. I flip them around. I do all sorts of weird shit that you don't do normally. And I do read the Thoth deck reversed. And those for those who say that the Thoth deck does not read in reversed, then they've never actually read the Book of Thoth or they didn't pay attention. You can walk by.
I was just to say dinner will be ready in a minute.
Okay, cool. We're gonna eat food and stuff our face while we talk to guys. But back on the topic, the Book of Thoth explicitly explains how to read the cards reversed. Crowley doesn't refer to them as reversed. I really actually really prefer the term he uses. We're just gonna use an example here. So we have excellent card to use as an example, the star. See, spirits agree with me. Spirit. Everybody says spirit, not plural. I kind of like plural because I wish you could. If you are able to see with your mind's eye, can you see what's around you right now? I want to put this around you. if you're someone who doesn't have this, or feels like you miss somebody you've lost, or you miss a pet, or you think the universe has abandoned you, it hasn't. The universe hasn't abandoned anybody. The bum dying on the street right now, there's plenty of bums dying on the street. They think the universe is abandoned, but their soul knows better, and I know better. And these are the people I want to help. I'll help anybody or whatever. I mean, I'll do readings for like who you're gonna marry and stuff like that. This isn't really the deck for that, but I will do it. Just try to keep those kind of readings to the free half hour, please, because I don't feel right charging you for that when using these cards. We got sidetracked a little bit. Back to what I was saying. So we have the star. The star is upright in what Crowley would call the dignified position. When it's reversed, that's in indignified, indignant position, undignified position, however you want to look at that. I really like that term better. I've seen Google break it down a couple ways of like reading the elements opposite or reading the opposite of the meaning of the card. That's not how you should read reversed in Crowley. I kind of just came to this realization today by reading a little bit of both Book of the Law and the Lesser Book of Solomon. You need to take in the aspect of the card. First of all, it needs to be taken in right up so you know what exactly the card is trying to tell you through its expression. But when you're reading reversed, at least the way I'm going to start to adapt it, when I read reversed for you, I'm going to read the front and the back, the shadow and the light aspects of the card. Um, and depending on the reading, reverse doesn't necessarily mean that's telling you the shadow, or the shadow might not be the warning, but the message or the good news. You could take it either way. Tarot is very open ended. If you see the card yourself of what I'm saying, like tell me what you think about it. If you've never studied this oath, I highly recommend it, especially if you're already into tarot or you're just getting into it. You've messed around with the Rider-Waite Smith, stuff like that. Um, this is a game changer. Anybody who's never used this deck, highly recommend it. Um, it will make you confront things that you might be afraid of, though. It's definitely forced some fucking skeletons out of my closet. You'll see about that. I'll talk about that more in future episodes and ideas that we have throughout the next year. It's what I eventually want to include in my book that I'm planning. This is a very very infant idea, but I really feel like after a year or two of doing this, I'm gonna put this experience and what created this into a book, because my ultimate goal, like I said, if I can just spit all of this out there into the universe, because this is something I've been holding on to for so long that I didn't even know I wanted to share. When they say this stuff happens to you in unexpected ways, believe it. As if you'd have told me a month ago that I would be sitting here right now live streaming a tarot reading with you and talking like this, I'd have said you're high. And I've been into this stuff my whole life. I always thought this stuff was just like, and it kind of is in a way, but religious rebellion. It is religious rebellion, but it's not, because this is the ancient religions. This is based off of real shit. This is what built the pyramids. I know it sounds weird because I have a lot of so many ideas running through my head with how to get it out, and it's a very infant recording. Let me check my audio levels too. If anybody's here, let me know if you can hear me. I'm messing with my setup. My mic and stuff isn't the best, and this is really jumbled thoughts and ideas. But I figure like might as well start filming it now instead of waiting for me to already have it set up. Because how do I know how I want to set it up? I mean, I can see it, but I just think it'd be really fun for everybody to experience my journey from the beginning. I didn't really understand this, but I guess to put it into really simple to understand terms, I've been undergoing ego death. I don't know if it's full ego death. I mean, I still have a bit of an ego. We always will. The Assad is very important, and it's also a direct path, which is not the way we're going. My path is going to take you. That's something that's better left explained for the writing. But as you get to know me, you will see my path has been up and down, sideways, both of the trees, the Sephiroth and the one that starts with the Q that I can't remember how to pronounce. You know, inside I'm talking about. There's two sides to the tree of life. Everybody just wants to teach you about the good, fun side. That also has its bad side. So we're flipping a card for the universal feeling, and of course we draw the universe. So now we're just going. I'm just going off intuition. I'm just letting spirit take the wheel right here. I'm not really gonna like delve deep into what this means as far as the overall theme of today's episode. Good card to draw because I think this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Um, if anybody finds this, please, this is for you. I'm reaching out to people who thought that this had turned their back on them. It never has. And on that note, if anybody would ever like to me to do an episode where I dig a little deeper personally into how I've come across this way of thinking, what I'm saying, I wouldn't mind doing an episode that gets into that a little bit more. I was going to do some of that tonight, but it's getting a little late, and I do want to get into an open reading. So we're going to do an open reading to the collective based on the energy I put out there earlier in my earlier post. So I'm going to go ahead and read that back to myself real quick so I can get myself centered on that energy. I might sound a little excited. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm super giddy. I know in some posts, my previous episode, I might have but that's because I was really tired, and then I smoked herb beforehand, and it was the wrong kind of herb. Don't smoke indica before doing this. Save that for after. I also wasn't properly grounding my energies, and I learned that one the hard way. So before we get started, if anybody watching this wants to do the same thing, that is probably my biggest piece of advice for doing an open reading, especially at a very amateuristic level like me. Definitely ground yourself. Do something to ground yourself first, because after like two of them, it just feels like you ran like a mile. I didn't think just sitting here reading cards and talking would do that. But this isn't just playing Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh. In fact, we're playing with real magic here. For those of you who don't think magic exists, just ponder this. You exist. You can conceive of that existence in your mind, and you can view it from outside your own viewpoint. The fact that all you can do all of those things all at once right now, that is proof that magic exists. And magic isn't some superficial thing that you poof fireballs out of your fingertips like a cartoon. This is physics. This is science. It's real. All right. Now, let me get myself focused on the energies, and we will do an open reading, and then we will do a dice roll zodiac reading. And we will continue to discuss my side stuff on the side too, because that's kind of what episode 3 is about, is just giving you a little bit more information about what we're going for. Eventually, I'll set up my other camera too, and OBS, so we can get to see, don't see just the side of my face. I'm experimenting with different things. This is definitely not how the finished product will look, but I also want to keep recording it. I want you guys here for the ride. I want to, and then we can look back on this and see where I came from. Don't mind my roommates. I think they might be yelling at me to go get food, which I should do in a minute. Oh, yeah, we're doing this real quick. Don't mind me eating while we do this. I'm probably going to eat while we do this. Again, the finished product probably won't do that. I'll do that off camera. But right now, we're being very raw, very young with it. And that's kind of cool. I like that. All right, so I'm looking for what I posted earlier. I just need to focus on that energy.
Would you like a cup of ice water?
Yes, definitely while I'm doing this. Mm. Yeah, refresh that throat chakra. So I'll just speak these words out loud. I'm going to do it a little quiet because I'm still a little. Um, I got a little bit of stage fright still. I'm trying to get over. So, but I should read that out loud so I can put that affirmation out there. If you are someone who's been in the dark, if you've walked with the devil at your side, I've done it, and wondered if the light could ever find you, then you are the one this podcast is for. These readings are for. I can help you find your light from within your shadow, for mine was forged from my own. And we'll get a little deeper into that the further we go. But I've got a lot of personal experience, and I'm not saying my experience is like the worst thing a person could experience because there's far worse. But if you're watching this, you probably understand. So episode 3, live tonight. This is the vibe I'm putting into the collective. I thought I put more in there. I guess I didn't. All right, that's a good vibe. We'll focus on that. I'm taking a quick eating break real fast. So, there was a jumbled up, non scripted, impromptu rundown that I probably should have started episode 1 with. Now you're getting it on episode 3, October 6th, 2025, first night of the Aries supermoon. I'm currently making some moon water. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and I can minimize that in case I need to jump back into the chat there. If anybody personal who knows me is watching, let me know in chat because I do need some mods. Don't mind me. In fact, I think we're gonna give it a quick little munch break real fast before we delve into the actual reading. I'm not gonna cut this out of the actual video either because I'm just not really interested in doing the editing right now. I'd rather just get the shit posted. So, if this seems untasteful or unprofessional, just know, this is what you get with me. Like I said, I'm an unconventional bun. So let's go ahead and I will put on some theme music from my friend Jaiko. Because it's like the only copyright free stuff that I have that's original. Oh, and on that note, while we take this break, I feel like it would be a big important thing. I would like to give a theme song to every episode based off of stuff that inspired me. So, because of copyright law and all that, I can't actually play the theme song for you. But the theme song for today's episode, because we're entering voting season here in my state, I want everybody to go out there and listen to the song Vote for Love by the band Tiamat. Yes, that's a demon. Don't like the word demon, but listen to it. Vote for Love, Tiamat. Excellent song. Good theme for today's stream. On that note, since I can't actually play copywritten music, let's play an original from Jaiko because I have his permission to use this. Also, go give Jaiko a follow. If I don't have his links posted, go to my Twitch, Eldorino420. Eldorino420, all lowercase, ELDOODERINO 420. I do have links to Jaiko's music there if you